top 10.
Let's get active. Number 10, Kirk Cousins. Number 9, Matt Stafford.
You know what's funny? Just really quick. Number 10, Kirk Cousins. Definition of average. Every time.
Astronomical drop-off between number 9 and the top 8. Number 8, Jalen Hurts. I know I'm going to get criticized. I will explain. Number 7, Aaron Rodgers. Number 6, Trevor Lawrence. Number 5, Justin Herbert. Number 4, Lamar Jackson. Number 3, Josh Allen. Top 2, I think I would be shocked if we get any disagreement there. Joe Burrow 2, and Patrick Mahomes earned it. I don't like his wife or his brother, but fuck it, he's got to be number 1. He earned it. Cam, amen, brother. He earned it. He's number 1. He's the best quarterback in the league. And it would take a lot for someone to dethrone him this year. It would take a lot. He earned that number 1 spot.
I mean, if Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl this year, would people be mad at arguing that he's the best quarterback?
People would probably still argue for Mahomes.
I think people would still argue.
It would be a lot.
It would be an argument. Yeah.
For Allen over Burrow. I would say Allen over Burrow.
I would say the opposite.
Nah. I last year I put Allen over Burrow, but this past year Burrow proved.
Yeah, he earned it.
I was
All the time. Think about everything that Joe Burrow has.
Joe Burrow went into Buffalo last year and beat Josh Allen. Like, that's really what it came down to. I know that one game doesn't mean everything, but it kind of does.
Wait, no. Did it? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was...
Joe Burrow went into Buffalo last year and carved him up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
So
In the snow.
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say my only real problem with this list is I would say honestly I would put Josh Allen maybe 5
Yeah.
because he has 50 turnovers since he entered the league, which is the
Yeah.
most of anyone. So everyone's like Josh had that one great playoff run, right?
Yes.
He went 1-1. He went 1-1 in that playoff run. That's his only memorable, decent playoff run so far. I mean, I know his team's only been so good the last couple years, but they've been huge favorites, and they have not done nothing with it. He folds in big moments.
Yeah.
He just
4-3 in the playoffs.
he has a big arm and he's got some weapons, but is he better than Lamar, who led the league in touchdowns before and passing yards before, and who had a lot worse receivers up until this year? We don't even know.
And
He's had a lot.
sure Lamar was playing at MVP level.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, who just went to a Super Bowl, I don't even know, like Rodgers, Justin Herbert, like Josh Allen has had the talent, the everything, and he has.
Justin Herbert is way too high.
I agree. Herbert's so overrated.
Justin
Justin Herbert is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Hey, let the birthday boy.
This will go on to the playoff, just play out in the season to why the Dolphins will be winning the division with Jalen falling off and Aaron Rodgers being overrated and the Jets. So think about that. Jalen is overrated as well. All the interceptions is going to catch up to him. But just think about it.
Let me talk about Josh Allen first, and then I'll move to Herbert, and I'm sure the Hurts slander towards me.
Herbert sucks.
Herbert is
not suck.
Josh Allen, I wanted to put someone 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 above him. If you want to argue with me that Jalen Hurts is better than Josh Allen, I will listen to it. Rodgers, Lawrence, Herbert, Lamar, I'll listen to it. But Herbert just had the biggest playoff collapse in the last 25 years. You know how much I love Lamar. He's missed the end of the last 2 seasons. Part of the reason he quit on the team because he didn't get his money, which I support, by the way. He definitely could have played, but I don't mind him getting his money, which he did. He has to get back to that MVP level that he had in 2019. But I just quickly on him, he has a new OC, best receiving core he's ever had. I think he's going to go nuts. That's a projection. If he doesn't, I will move him back down. I think he's going to go nuts. Trevor Lawrence, he threw 5 picks in the postseason. He was a disaster his rookie year. Wasn't his fault. Urban Meyer's terrible, but you have to do it more than one. You have to have more than one good year, in my opinion, to be in the top 5. Aaron Rodgers, it's so weird. Like, at this age, the only guy to have a bounce-back year, last year was a bad year by his standards, the only guy to have a bounce-back year at that age is Tom Brady. We've seen the last 12 years. He's not Tom Brady. He's not. He's got to prove it to me. And then Jalen Hurts, here's what I'll say. I have never been more wrong on a player than I was on him.
Choose between Jalen Hurts and Kirk Cousins right now, you would take Kirk.
If I could choose between Bryce Young and Jalen Hurts right now, I would choose Bryce Young.
That's not the question, though. I'm saying, like...
No, I'm just saying I would choose someone who's not even in the NFL over Jalen Hurts. Yes, I think Jalen Hurts is incredibly overrated. Watch the Eagles try to make a move in the offseason when they win 9-10 games and he holds them back at the end of the year. Hey, it's like the Browns. Like, we have a flawed quarterback. We're a great roster. We have to get rid of this guy and get an elite quarterback. Yes, Kirk Cousins is way better than Jalen Hurts.
Thank you for a minute.
I've never been more wrong. I had him 15th last year, I think. Now it's 16th. He was bad as a rookie. Go look the numbers up. He was average in year 2. He was very good last year. People say if he didn't get hurt, he would have won the MVP. I don't quite agree with that. I think.
How many games he plays?
I think that all I know is he played like 6, and Lamar played 7, and he went 6-1 and got to the playoffs. Listen, go look at the numbers. He did not play well.
I remember Jalen Hurts beat the Saints as a rookie, and that was a big deal.
Go look at the numbers. He didn't play.
I think that was the first.
And Taysom Hill was the opposing quarterback, and Taysom Hill was not even a fucking quarterback. Listen, he was very good. Everyone above him, except for Trevor Lawrence, and more on him in 1 second, has been very good or great multiple seasons. Do it again. Do it again. He also, in my opinion,
How many times has Justin Herbert done?
He was exceptional as a rookie. He threw
Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl last
year. Herbert threw for
Justin
5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns in year 2.
The stats are cool, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's both are taking into account in rankings. But if you want to win, and that's most important.
Well, let me ask you a
quarterback
question.
Goes to certain position.
Why?
Justin Herbert has led his team to 1 playoff game ever, and they lost a 33-point lead. Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl last year.
He played number 6 on this list. Jalen Hurts played Daniel Jones and Brock Purdy, who literally couldn't throw the ball because he was hurt. Then he got out.
Jalen Hurts is in the NFC.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who was your pick for comeback player of the year last year? No. Trust me. I'm not going to make one. Why? Because he had the shoulder surgery.
Because I thought that the Panthers were going to be better because of the weak division, and I thought that they were going to win that.
No, but like the injury, he had the shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Because he was coming
Herbert
back.
had the same surgery after this past year.
Well, it was also because Baker had a bad year and he got a lot of hate.
Herbert had the same surgery, threw for nearly 5,000 yards and 25 touchdowns.
And he kept playing.
All right, people can battle through injuries better. That doesn't make them a better player.
No. It does. I think that he's going to be outstanding this year.
Okay.
And so year
one outstanding for him throwing for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns.
It's getting to at least round 2 or 4.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Also with Jalen Hurts, again, go look it up. They have had the easiest schedule in the NFL over the last 2 years. It's just a fact.
Oh, the under. Hammer the under. Hammer it. They stink. The Eagles stink unless they trade for Deshaun Watson, as I brought up last week. The Eagles are the worst team in the league. They stink.
Go look it up.
This year they're done.
This year it gets very hard. If he plays like he did last year, and they get to round 2, if they lose in round 2, I will put him in the top 3. You have my word. If he plays like he did, I think there's going to be a slight drop off. I think they're going to go 11-6, which is a drop off from last year. There's a stretch this year they play the Chiefs, the Niners, and another really good team, 3 straight weeks. It's going to be tougher for them this year.
They played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and Jalen Hurts was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
He also had the fumble that lost them the game.
Okay,
but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, Jalen Hurts, in a lot of people's eyes, was the best player on the field during the Super Bowl. They didn't win, and Mahomes was MVP. I get that. But, Jalen Hurts played, Daniel Jones and then fucking Josh Johnson for the 49ers in the NFC Championship game.
And then Josh Johnson got concussed, and they were starting Christian McCaffrey.
So, I get that,
that actually happened.
His playoff stretch was not hard in the NFC stretch. But then they played the Chiefs, who are the team of the decade. So, it's not like that didn't happen. And they lost, but he played extremely well. So, in terms of, he can play good against good teams, he can.
Do it one more year, and then he's top 3.
Because
Trevor Lawrence was awful in year 1, right? Terrible. Not his fault, though. Year 2 better. It's year 2 under Doug Peterson. They're getting Calvin Ridley. And as I just said with Jalen Hurts, the easy schedule, go look at the Jags schedule this year. It is absurdly easy. They might win 12 games just because of how easy it is. I think he's going to play well. That's why I have him slightly above Jalen Hurts. Also, because he runs more, which is part of the reason why he got hurt, he is more at risk of injury than Trevor. Now he's built like a fucking Mack truck, so I don't expect him to get I don't expect him to get injured, like a significant injury. But he got hurt at the end of last year, and he didn't play great against the Giants or the Niners. They didn't need to because they kicked their ass, and in the Chiefs he played outstanding, but. Just do it one more year. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd actually like to defend Justin Herbert.
Thank you.
So a couple things. Before anyone comments, let me get through my quick little rant. One, let's not forget, was last season not the season where Rashawn Slater missed the whole season after like a couple weeks? Keenan Allen played maybe a couple games. Mike Williams missed 5 weeks. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa were hurt at the same exact time. Let's not forget, one, they weren't even supposed to be in the wild card game, and they got up big. Two, Herbert, what is Herbert, like a third, fourth-year player? Herbert had such an amazing rookie season that people are expecting such out of him when really he's at the same time as like Jalen Hurts where he could make a big leap. He hasn't
same draft.
The same. That's what I'm saying. Like he played so good early on that people are expecting so big out of him. And let's be real, only 2 quarterbacks here have the Super Bowl ring. Josh Allen's made it out the wild card twice. Yeah. I get Justin Herbert hasn't, but Josh Allen is 3. He's made it out the wild card twice, and I think one time he might have had a bye. I mean, Trevor Lawrence just did it for the first time. Yes. Jalen Hurts, I think, just did it for the first time. I mean, Matthew Stafford didn't do it for like 30 years of his career. So
Stafford also too high.
I just don't understand. Herbert is on pace to have more yards and touchdowns than just about anyone on this list, maybe besides Pat, but I know he broke Pat's like rookie records and shit. The only thing he's really missing is winning. He's like a third, fourth-year player. He's had terrible injury luck with his team. Not even him. Like he's been playing through injuries. His team has had terrible injury history. I think
for some reason the Chargers always have injury, bad luck, and special teams.
And they have a coach who's playing Madden out. There. Like
he is playing Madden.
He gets so much.
I like Staley though.
He had so much discredit. He gets so much discredit for not winning. He's only been in the league a couple years. He puts up better numbers than 80-90% of these quarterbacks on these lists.
I'm not saying that he should be blamed for them not winning, and I understand that they had injuries, so that's context involved. So like, I'm just saying that like Jake putting him at 5.
Yes.
And it's not just Jake. Like every fucking list, he's up there. It's just like. He's the same draft as Jalen Hurts, right?
So what QB would be better than him that's lower? Because like Jake said, he's done it for multiple years. Yeah, he's only made the playoffs once, but he's been a top quarterback for multiple years. Hurts, yeah, he made the Super Bowl this year. First time he's ever been talked about as a decent NFL quarterback. Rodgers, yes, but he's at the end of his career, so that's the only thing. Like Trevor Lawrence just had his first year doing something better than Herbert, and Herbert has better numbers than all of them. So what would put a quarterback lower than him above Herbert?
I say
who would go up?
I would put, if you're comparing like Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert the same year, and prior to this year they both were like not living up to expectations in terms of playoff hype. And then last year Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl and Justin Herbert lost in the first round, the worst playoff loss of all time. Like I get that they had injuries, but I'm just saying like the fact that now after that going into this year, it's like that didn't even fucking happen. Jalen Hurts is still 8, Justin Herbert's still 5. It's just like, and I think Trevor Lawrence is too high too. Like after like his rookie season, he was a bust. Last season he was like better than that, but now he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL just because he had all that hype before. This is like, I don't think the Jags are going to be very good next year. They'll probably win the division, but it's an ass division. Like
it's an easy schedule.
Okay, but like what I'm saying is like in terms of what they're really good, like they're probably going to lose the first round of the playoffs. Like not even a thing. Like I just think that like Jalen Hurts proved that he could get through, you know, and they also like I know they had an easy schedule. They won like 15 games last year, so it wasn't like they just like had a miracle playoff run. Like they were the best team in the NFL. So. I just think that, like, Justin Herbert, I know that he's a stat king, but I think he could be potentially Phillip Rivers. Like, if you're going to compare, like...
Well, that's the concern.
Phillip Rivers against, like, Big Ben, Eli Manning, like, Phillip Rivers have better numbers than both of them, but they both have 2 Super Bowls. He has none. Like,
Mahomes and Burrow probably are going to be Manning Brady. The question is who's going to be Big Ben and who's going to be Phillip Rivers. If it's Herbert, that means great stats, you never win.
If we're going to do that comparison...
Josh Allen's probably Big Ben.
I was going to say either Josh Allen or Lamar, I think, is going to be Big Ben. Where I feel like this year and next year, we're going to see between Josh Allen and Lamar who's really going to be that, who's going to get over the hump and take their team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because we got to see that out of both. They're both MVP talents. They're both super talented. But they both kind of like struggle in the playoffs. And I'm a Ravens fan.
Listen.
Lamar struggles in the playoffs a little bit.
If Lamar gets hurt again this year, like last year, I will drop him to 8th or 9th. I give you my word.
We had him at 7 last year, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think was he was the best quarterback in the league for the first month of the year. He was.
No, he was.
I had him in fantasy.
And then he played like 4 more weeks, did okay, and then he got hurt, and then he quit on the team. Which, again, I don't mind. He got his money. But if Jalen Hurts plays like he did last year, and they win 11, 12 games, gets around 2, I will move him into top 4 or top 3. You just do it one more year. Because we have seen quarterbacks pop and then regress a little bit.
All right, so my other thing I want to say really quick. Trevor Lawrence won over Aaron Rodgers. It's like Aaron Rodgers played bad last year. Before that, he was back-to-back MVP. Trevor Lawrence had his first good year ever, and he got the worst playoff loss ever. And he's better than Aaron Rodgers now. Aaron Rodgers had 0 wide receivers last year. Christian Watson, as a 19-year-old, was his only wide receiver.
I know.
Now he has a very good offense, so it's just like... Okay,
he was a drop machine, though. Dobbs was a drop machine.
I don't buy the Jets. Like
I do buy the Jets. I don't buy the Jags.
Listen, Aaron at this age, he said he was 90% retired. Now he's all in. He's trying new types of drugs. I'm sorry. I'm serious. I'm not trying to make
If you're
he doesn't sound like he really cares that much. He wants to go drink beer with Matt Hackett and go 11-6 and lose. It's like
before he got traded to the Jets, I would agree with you about like he's kind of 1 foot out the door. But like that was when he was living in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and had Christian Watson as the #1 wide receiver. Now he's living in New York. He's got every marketing thing he can imagine, and he's got a great offense. He has something to look forward to when he goes to work now. Like, I don't think he wants to retire at this point. Like, they could be a contender.
Hey, a word on Stafford quickly, because no one brought him up. Last time we saw him healthy, he had a game-winning drive to the Super Bowl. He was beat up all last year. I will give him a pass. I think the Rams are going to be better. They were a dumpster fire last year.
So if you're like giving him a pass, how is he ahead of Kirk Cousins? Like Kirk Cousins was
pretty good last year. Because I'm a Vikings fan, and I'd rather have Matt Stafford as my quarterback. Sean, what are your thoughts, bud?
Great list.
Thanks, bud. Hey, Kenny Pickett will be #1 next year.
Hey, thanks.
After he gets you the Super Bowl this year. And Cam, thoughts? Cam, any thoughts?
My top 5: Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. And then I would say Justin.
Over Josh?
Yeah, and Herbert is crazy.
So you agree with me for 4/5 of my top 5?
Okay.
Yeah. Over Josh?
Yeah, over Josh.
What?
Justin Herbert's not better than Josh Allen.
I think Justin Herbert's better than Josh.
Listen, I wanted to move Josh Allen down because of the turnovers and how ugly the playoff game was, but the guys behind him all have questions.
I mean, I think 3 through 5, none of them have playoff success. I feel like Lamar and Justin Herbert have been the best.
They're just
season
eye
players.
test wise. Those 3 dudes.
Because I mean, what you can make the argument that Josh Allen has 2 playoff wins, Lamar is like 1 or 2, and Herbert has none. But that's like 2-1-0. You're arguing nothing. So I feel like the best quarterbacks who just like based off quarterbacks, because none of them have really been winning like in the playoffs, would be Herbert or Lamar.
It's gonna be fun here.
Well, I mean, like there's like if you want to judge playoff success, like Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, so it's like he's definitely better.
Well, Obama was the fucking president.
Yeah,
You want to judge playoff success with Aaron Rodgers?
He was a back-to-back MVP like 2 years ago. Like it didn't that wasn't in the Obama administration.
He had the ball. Listen, here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers. Talking about playoff success, he had the ball in his hands in Lambeau 3 straight years to go win the game against Tampa, against the Niners, and against the Lions. 3 years in a row, and he epic failed all 3 times. That was terrible. It was an arm punt.
I gotta listen. This is my quick prediction for next year. A Bill O'Brien-led Mac Jones will make the list. I'm not saying he'll be top 10. I'm not even saying like 11. I'm just saying this time next year when we're back here, a Bill O'Brien-led offense, Mac Jones will be at least in the 15 to 20 range.
I think that like this year, I think that Kenny's second year in the system, much better offensive line. George Pickens' second year.
Allen Robinson.
Deontay, maybe he's going to catch a touchdown this year. Like, I think that Najee's going to be a lot better this year.
Allen Robinson on the Rams.
TJ Watt's going to be actually healthy for like TJ Watt actually makes our team a much better team.
Like, it makes the team. It doesn't make Kenny Pickett better.
No, but I'm saying TJ Watt being on the field makes Kenny Pickett a better quarterback.
Well, because you can play with the lead. Everyone loves
Kenny and Mac on the list next year. You heard it here first.
I agree. I think both of them will be. I think that Jimmy G will potentially not be a starter next year. I think that Derek Carr will potentially not be a starter next year. If Tua gets one more concussion,
he might be out.
If Geno doesn't have another good year, he could be his time in Seattle.
I think they signed him to some extensions.
Oh, did they? Well, maybe. I don't know, but if he doesn't produce, you never know.
It's not full.
Yeah, if Russ sucks again, he's not on this
Gino
list.
contract, I don't think is like guaranteed a lot, so they can get out of it if they need.
If the Broncos go 6-11, could Russell Wilson still be on this list next year?
I don't. That's a good question. If Russ plays like he did last year,
If they go 6-11,
how do you get out of that contract?
If you can't. If you were basing this list based off last
Sell the
year
team.
specifically, then Russ is not on this list.
No, he'd be behind
So,
Kenny Pickett.
this is completely because of Sean Payton. This is completely because of Sean Payton.
Of course.
So if he can't turn Russ into a good quarterback, then Russ is off this list.
Listen. See, I think we had more fun with 11 through 20 than we did with the top 10. I mean,
Well, I feel like
this-
top 10 is like you were saying. 1 through 8 is so cemented.
Like,
and
it's
you can argue, it's like,
everybody has their own preference. Like some people like
Jalen Hurts or
Lawrence.
Herbert. You know what? Fuck, I'll take Jalen Hurts. I mean, they're both great. These guys, it's more fun. It's like, well, Justin Fields
The other
hasn't
thing is too,
won a
with-
game since fucking
with the top guys. It's
October.
like there's only so many guys like that are currently playing right now that actually have like a lot of playoff success. So
Yeah, I
when
know.
you're like, 'cause Tom Brady's gone, so it's like basically Mahomes, and then you're like comparing like Lamar, who has like how many 2 playoff wins, versus Justin Herbert, who has 0, versus Trevor Lawrence, who has 0. It's like, you know,
Well, no, Trevor's got one. No, see, the thing about the Jags-Chargers game this year, I understand the Chargers choked. They blew the lead. I watched the game. Herbert was a better quarterback. Because Trevor threw 4 picks in the first quarter. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just, that's why I separated those two like that. But, listen, it'll be a fun year. A lot of movement. I remember last year when I did the list and I redid it like 5 weeks into the season, I had Cooper Rush like 11. A lot of crazy stuff can happen.
Oh yeah, if you do this like halfway through the season, I would be interested to see that.
Maybe Mac cracks the list.
That's maybe a lot of people have changed. This could be a whole new list halfway through the season. This list could be completely different.
Burrow better get that calf healthy.
This
Guys behind him are coming for him.
It looks scary. I thought he tore his
assuming
Achilles.
that Matt Stafford is healthy and playing.
Yes.
When we're at week 9 and the fucking Rams have 3 wins, is he still a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? Like, what changed?
Well, listen, it depends. Is he throwing a bunch? Because he is a gunslinger. He does throw picks. Are they losing games because of bad decisions that he makes?
I just don't think that I don't think that they're going to be good this year. And
I think they can go 9-8.
I could see them bouncing back.
2 years ago, like he does throw a lot of picks, and he didn't play a lot last year. And if he did play a lot last
He
year,
was
he might have
beat
lead the
up.
league.
I'm a little
But I'm
bit
saying
mad.
if he played all 18 games, he might have lead the league in picks again.
Yeah. Well, you also have to remember Cooper Kupp got hurt too.
Cooper Kupp got hurt.
Cooper Kupp and Stafford are like soulmates. Like those guys are healthy. Hey.
Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, and him are their whole team, and they're all hurt. So
Jalen Ramsey too, and they shipped his ass out of town. Now he got hurt. Cam, sorry about that. Listen, I mean, it's gonna be a great year.
it is going to be a great year.
I hope you guys enjoyed the list.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Cam.
bro.
Cam Money.
Cam money.
Cam Money.
You can cut that part out. Hey, listen.
All right, can we get out of here? 'Cause
Yeah.
everybody-
Cam wants to go back to racing.